Are we streaming? We will see. It reckons excellent condition. Have I nailed it this time? I don't know if I have. My stream's been bugging out. I'm giving this another go. We'll see. We will see. Hey, Ben, what's going on? Can't hear me? Hang on. Can you hear me now? Yeet it, bro. Yo, can't hear you. Can't hear you, homie. Can you hear me now? Yep. What's going on? Lit. Is there any echo bar? Because I disabled it on the TikTok one over here, but I got the YouTube one going over here. So I didn't know whether there would be an echo or not. No, man, this is still the same place, brother. It's just a little bit more tidy than it is normal. No echo. Lit. I've got a XS here. This one's iCloud locked. I'm actually just going to try and swap over the CPU from this one to that one just for a bit of shits and gigs because I still got to get good at it. I'm not perfect, and I'm just doing a bit of practice and that. What's everyone up to tonight? Trying to see. Oh, yeah, I can see now. Loud and clear. What is digging? Love your videos. Appreciate it big time. I'm just going to get into it. How about that? And then I'll check periodically at the chat because I will be having my head down in the scope. This takes a while, but I'll go for as long as until I'm over it. What do you reckon? Waiting patiently for the yeet. Don't know if we'll get a yeet, but we'll see. We will see. Let's see how we go at this. I'm still trying to work out the temperatures and shit to do this because you've got to clear out all this black shit along here. And then I've got to get, that's the CPU, then I've got to get out the NAND and the logic EEPROM. Anytime, Hayden. Anyway, don't feel like I'm ignoring you guys. I will look at the chat periodically. I'm just going to get into it. But we'll see how we... Hang on. I've got to get my eyesight right. I can't see shit. There we go. You know what? And make sure you guys can see. Lit. I'm going to get in a bit closer. And we're just going to start heating up the board and removing this black shit from along here. Oh, this is a bit flimsy, this one. New tool. So I'm just giving it a bit of a go. I was going to do it while listening to some music, but then I thought, nah, I better jump on live and give it a crack. This is perhaps a little bit painstaking. I don't know how I'll go, you guys watching it. 20 eats per minute, he reckons. Make a blizzard, he reckons. Hang on, we need to get this one a little bit more in there. There we go. Oh, the YouTube's not even on. Hang on. No, not that one. Sorry, YouTube. There we go. Now you guys have the microscope view. Sorry about that, guys. Wasn't even paying attention, mate. Rubbish. Just need it to go like that. Lit. And like I said, we're just going to try and remove this underfill without damaging anything. This is our... What board is this? This is the board that we're trying to resurrect. So this one's... They're both iCloud locked, but it's just for a bit of practice. I'm going to remove the CPU, the logic EEPROM. So this guy, and then the flash memory that's on the other side. And then hopefully swap it over, like I said before. Hopefully manage to swap it over to this guy here. Which means we've got to do the job twice over. Once without damaging anything. The other one we can be a little bit quicker with, but we'll see how we go. At first, it's just this shit. So we don't really need to worry about too much of this. Because if we damage like the silicon here, it doesn't matter. But we just don't want to damage the CPU or anything like that. I'm even going to get a bit closer. How about this? Does it still look good for you guys? Lit! What is digging? Epic content, man. Don't give yourself a... Don't give yourself away. Did you mean yeet, brother? Don't yeet yourself away, I think he meant to say. This tool is mad flimsy, eh? I only bought this the other day because I keep trying different ones, and some of them are too fragile, like they buckle under the pressure. Others bend real easy, then don't move back into shape. And then some of them are too thick, so you damage the big boys while you're doing this. You could probably even see that I'm going to start chipping that chip. I'm pretty sure that's an audio amplifier on this XS. But the goal first here is to remove all this black cruddy crud, because then we'll be able to heat up the CPU and remove it, hopefully without damage. There's heaps that you can do here that just goes sideways, eh? Like, I need to pin that down so it stops rocking around. Can you just not rock around, would you? How about this? Thank you. What do we got? Do you think the iPhone 13s are easy to break? I don't know. It depends how hard you want to yeet it, mate. No phone's like particularly that fragile. I think the Google Pixel's like there's something about them. Whenever I'm repairing them, they just don't seem right. It's like the Microsoft Surface. You replace something on it, and then it comes back to you pretty quick soon after. So my policy in business with Microsoft Surface is it's strictly just for data recovery. Maybe we need to turn up the heat here. This is so flimsy, this tool. I'll try another one. We'll try this one. But then this boy might be a bit too thick. He might be a thick boy. We'll see. So is this like tech ASMR or whatever? Can you guys even hear the hot air gun like blowing away? Audio sound good, both on YouTube and on TikTok? Bane my existence as non-standard IT. What's your bane of your existence, mate? What's wrong? What have you done? See, and then this tool starts scraping up the bottom of the board. It's not bad on the board we're trying to transplant the CPU from, but we don't want to do that on the donor. I'm going to try another one. I'm just going to keep trying until I find the right one. Is this a thick boy? I think this is a thick boy. Yeah, it's a thick boy. Straight away I can feel it dig into the motherboard, eh? And even the side of the caps there. And then I'm worried that I'm going to scrape the CPU, so we're moving back off him. Back onto our fragile boy. This is what I mean. I just keep trying different things because I still don't know the perfect way of doing it. But this fragile boy seems to be a bit more flimsy. But it doesn't seem so risky. But am I going to bend it? I feel like this dude's just going to get bent. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hello, bro. Can you make a video about your micro soldering equipment? Coming up, brother. I'll get one out this week, man. Jump on. I'm probably going to leave stuff like that for long-form content, man, if you want to go sub to the YouTube. Hang on. I can do this now. No? That didn't do anything. Is it this one? There you go. See, I got the switch happening. Yeah, baby. YouTube can't see it, but they're already over there. All in a day's work, mate, I reckon. Yeah, look at this flimsy boy. Just rocking around, mate. We'll see how we go. I'm pretty shitty with these. I get them so, like, limited. I've got a pile of customers ones that I've explained to them. I can't offer to do board swap up until I know that I can give you the best result. There's other techs that give it a crack, and they're good at it. There's definitely people that are good at it, but I'm just not happy practicing on customer shit. So both these are iCloud locked, which hopefully works out. And then when I get it a couple of times in a row and I work out what to do and what not to do, I'll be able to repeat it for customers. But really, board swap you only do when, like, let's say you slam your phone in your car door and it completely buckles the actual device. There's no repairing that. So as long as the CPU, EEPROM, and logic, EEPROM and NAND are fine, NAND being the flash memory that iPhones have, as long as they're all good, you generally should be able to, if you're good enough. I don't think I'm hot enough. generally should be able to transplant the CPU, EEPROM, and NAND over to a working board, a donor, like an iCloud locked one, and then boot it up. Then you get a data recovery that way. Oh, look at that. Bit more hot, and straight away she comes up heaps easier. Bro. That's way better. So right now I've got it at 210 and 120 air. I don't know. I might end up roasting it. We'll see. But that's coming up. Way better now. Way better, mate. I've got another nozzle on. I'm trying to... my biggest nozzle on my heat gun. Like that thick boy. Oh! See that? That's what we don't want to do. But this is the board that we're ripping the CPU off, so it doesn't matter. But it's just so fragile. And obviously I'm not being mad careful like it's a customer's one. We're just trying to get this CPU up and make short work of it, mate. Come up a bit. And focus. My eyes aren't focusing. Which one of these isn't focused? This one. I'm looking at a new microscope as well. Something that can, they're like called I don't know what they're called. These eyepieces. You can buy microscopes where they automatically lock in focus. So when you zoom in and out, they'd stay the same. But at the moment, my eyepieces are independent. The length, like the actual scope, is independent. And then I've got this thing. Oh, you can't even see what I'm pointing at. There's 3 things that I can change the fucking eyesight on, is what I'm trying to say, Soz. Whoops, didn't mean to swear. Just popped out, mate. It's a little bit easy to remove when I'm editing content. Lol. Holy! Just broke that one. He's gone, mate. He can get a good yeeting. Bro, I love it. I'll look at the comments in a sec. Just about done this side of the CPU. Get out. He's stuffed in there, mate. Nice and tight like. He's a thick boy. Alright, I think we got one side of it. Oh, this guy can have a little bit more effort. Whoa. Calm down. Anyone in chat do board swap? Are you watching me just cringe at this at the moment? Or, what do you reckon? You reckon I got it in the bag? I've only had a few successful ones. And I'll tell you what, I hope that I get another one. You fix an LVDS cable. No, man, I'm trying board swap. Mic sounds a bit muffled. Does it? Is everyone getting a bit of a muffled mic? Hang on. One sec. It might be the shirt. Hang on, one sec. It was just turned over on itself. It's because it's a real baggy shirt. Jessica, who works for me. No, yes. We're getting some yeses and no. Jessica, who works for me. Her cat destroyed something in the office the other day. So, to apologise, she rocked up to work today. Oh, almost dropped my mic. Oh! She bought me a Justin Bieber shirt from JJ's because she knows I love the Biebs. So now I'm wearing it. Let's try it this way. Is that... Hang on, you let me know if it's muffled still. Is that muffled? Just because the collar flipped over on itself. Sounds fine. Nice shirt, mate. Sounds fine. All right, lit. Better not be trolling me, mate. Better not be trolling me in the comments. Mate, your camera's flipped. Flip like Triller. We'll start on the other side now. Anyone else a Biebs fan? Are we team Selena? Keep an eye out for Selena or Hailey? All day's work, mate. No, all good. It's much better now. Awesome. Opinion on MacBooks. Just watch your video on the cable. Man, every new device that comes out is always going to have their own issues. You're never going to get a device, regardless of whatever it is, or any product for that matter, that's going to come out of manufacturing like flawless without any issue at all. So you're always going to have some kind of bullshit to work through, and it just turns out that Mac has those 2016 through to 18s have a really bad display. But you get that in the big jobs. This side is coming out a lot easier. But again, you can see that board starting to get exposed there, like that gold. That's me carving up the coating on the board. It's not bad. It's just not ideal if, in case the traces are real close and you end up cutting them. Where are we up to? Selena Mostess. Yep, loves the Beebs. Team Kid Leroy. I'll do this. No, I'm not even going to pretend to sing. Plus, streaming on YouTube. Don't you like get copyright strike if you sing or some shit? YouTube's hell hectic with their copyright, yeah? Thoughts and prayers? This side is way easier than the other one. Just shredding it, mate. Look at that. We did that in like, I don't know, a tenth of the time. There's a little nuggy here. I don't know what that dude is. Something in the way right there. I'm going to stop playing with him in case it's not meant to be played with. Do the other side. Look at it, just shredding up now. It must just be that far side that sucks. I'm smashing it with 210 now, 210 degrees at 120 litres a minute. I hear people like, I've seen on Reddit and shit, people like it's too hot. Other people come in a lot hotter. I don't know. I reckon it's all different. Whatever works for you, you know. Thoughts? Is it difficult to record data off a phone? It depends on what the issue is, to be honest with you, man. Sometimes it can be, sometimes it can't. It just comes down to what needs to happen. It is like surgery. Do you know how tiny it is, that this blade? I'll give you an idea. Right here. I mean, there's my finger at the end of it. It can be a little bit like surgery. But you get that. You spend enough time under the scope, you get pretty used to it. Like, you don't make hectic movements and shit. If you've ever used a gun before, when you look down the scope, it can be a bit hectic for the first time, just the same as a microscope. Your eyes don't really you kind of try and force yourself into it rather than just look into the actual scope. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm sure you know what I mean if you've been shooting before. 210 is magic for LED swapping. LED? Do you have a cat? You would look like you would have a cat. No, I don't have a cat, but Jessica, who works for me, she's in every day. Tomorrow's a public holiday, so not tomorrow. But she has a cat and she brings it into work with her every day. That's how I got the baby shirt. Her cat destroyed something of mine the other day. Me being dirty, I left something that I shouldn't have left on a stool, and the cat jumped up on it and tipped it over, and it fell and broke. But you get that in the big jobs. So that's where the Bieber shirt, I mentioned it before, but that's why the Biebs is hanging out with us doing a bit of repairing. We've almost got this one up, and then we're going to move on to the NAND. And then once we get the NAND up, we'll be able to move on to the EEPROM and then clean it up. And then once we clean that up, we can try swapping it over. And then if we get a boot, and if I do this on live, mate, that's just dubs in the chat. But we'll see. I doubt it, guys, to be honest with you. I really don't feel like I'm going to get a win out of this. I'm very hit and miss. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. CPU. Get out of here. Out of here. And then this guy. And then good. So now we got the CPU out. I'll flip it around and do the same to the NAND. Read a couple of comments. I almost forwarded this video. My forgot its life What do you mean you almost forwarded the video? I forgot its life. Ah, it's hot. I just got to swap it around. Ah, ah, ah. Bloody hell. It's all good. It is all good. I'll stop being a bitch. Get it in right there. And then just pin it down. Ow! They're real hot. Blah bastard. Mother! Alright, I can stop bitching. Alright, we're on to the NAND. It's NAND time. Banana time. NAND? Banana NAND? NAND, banana NAND? Know what I mean? Cat definitely broke the box with the Coke stash in it. Mate, how did you know? She's about to have a pickup as well. What kind of gloves do you recommend? What are they called? Nitrate or something? I don't know. I'm too dyslexic for that shit. It's NITYLE or something. Nitrile? It's not. Maybe it's nitrile. Oh, I don't know. This guy has to come up first. Ooh. Like that. This is where your data's kept. Ooh. Come out. Thank you. Thank you. See ya. Come off. Well, that guy's looking like he's not having a good time. Do I have another one, Ian? Maybe this guy. What's going on? Why are you so dark? Why so dark? Oh, it's shining off all the dudes. I need a polarizer filter for this one so it stops doing it. This will come out much easier than the CPU because it's a lot more clearance. It's not so stuffed in there. As you can see. Heaps easier. Come on. This sick boy feels like he's grabbing on shit that he shouldn't be grabbing on. Where did I put my thin boy now? Oh, right here. Got that domestic blindness going on. Can't even see what I'm doing. What's all the black crapola? It's like a type of epoxy, man. So, like, it's in there for when you've got a real big chip. If the board's put under stress, it will, like, move and shit. And then as it moves and stuff, it'll disconnect from one end to the other. So, say there's pressure on this side of the board compared to here. This guy might come disconnected, but then he won't. And smaller chips have a bit more flex in them. I'm guessing. Or I've read somewhere. Or I'm making it up right now. I don't know. So you put epoxy around to hold it down. And then I guess it provides some sort of water resistance as well. But honestly, man, I'm just kind of having a stab. Come on. All that black crapola. One side. Don't even need to spin it around for this guy. Do the other side. Imagine if I get this. On live, of all times to get a board swap right. That would be the best. All these guys here. This is, again, in case you've just jumped in, this is where your data's kept on your iPhone, but this guy won't work with a paired CPU. As in, if your data's stuck on here, you need the correct passcode. Not only the correct passcode, but the working CPU that's paired with it. You can unpair the NAND, and then you can restore it, and then you'll have a working phone, but you won't have access to data. Can we just get him like that? This guy's real thin. He's easy as getting in here. I'm not even knocking those caps. Look at that. Lovely, mate. Come out. This guy. Now, when I flip this CPU, there's a real good chance that I'll either break a part of it. You'll see a bit bulging out. I'll pull a pad, which means that it wasn't completely hot correctly. And then as I try and lift it, there's a part that's cold and a part, most of it that's hot. And then the part that's cold will stay on the board, and the part that's... So the board will hold on to the CPU side while I pull up. And then the CPU side will stay on the board, and the CPU will get wrecked. And then it's bon voyage. But this is just an iCloud locked one. Donor board. Not a customer's. We're just practicing here, so don't judge. Do not judge. She's ready for lifting. We'll give it a go. Ooh. We'll give it a bit of a crack. Give it a bit more of a preheat while I read some comments. No, there is to be a pain in the ass. What? Whoa, you're live. Yeah, I've been going live a fair bit, man. Been jumping on here, trying to crack up that, I don't know, just talk to you guys. You're a legend, bro. You're a legend, Nathan. Yeet bunker reveal. You're a yeet bunker. Hang on. Now we'll try and lift it, hey? Let's see what we can do. So I'm going to come in at 425, at 35, 45, maybe 50. Let's try 50. So nothing too hectic. Do a couple of circular patterns. We'll get it on the right angle, like this here. Yeah, you guys can see. And then we're going to use this guy and scrape underneath him and see what happens. Come on. People already in the chat, other texts going, you're doing it wrong. Trust. Oh, I just lost an eyepiece. All good. I'm not going to stop now, I'm too far. It's just one of the rubber rings that sits around it, so hang on. That's a NAND up. And now we're going to flip it and see if there's any damage underneath it. Ooh! That looks pretty good, mate! Hang on, I've got to find that eyepiece. What do we reckon? Dubs? What qualifications do you have? I'm a D&E student, man. I failed school hard. I don't have any qualifications. I just spend my time doing this, you know what I mean? Looking pretty schmick, I reckon. That does look pretty good, not going to lie. So now that one can come away. Yeet. So we got the NAND off. Ah! It's so bloody hot, but I need it off. This guy, and this guy. I do the NAND first, and I don't know if this is right. There might be other techs watching. But I do the NAND first because I figure it's such a big boy that when I'm trying to do CPU, it cools down the CPU quicker because it's like it sucks up the heat. And the CPU is a thing that's real sketchy. NAND is a bit of a cakewalk. CPU, not so much. You can already see on the other side, all these balls here, that's from the heat coming through the other side. That would matter if we were caring about fixing this one, but we're caring about getting that CPU up. Nice like. Oh man, can we just pop this one on like that, lit, and then this one like that, lit. What happened to live chat? My chat just disappeared. One sec, guys. I'm just pulling up my TikTok because I literally just lost my chat. And I have no buttons to bring it back, and this is what happened the other night. One sec. I can still get chat back if I'm live via the browser. You guys might be in the chat already saying I'm still there. Live chat. Log in. You must get the experience. I can't see chat. Oh, there you go. I'm back. I got yeeted. The chat got yeeted. What do you mean? What happened to it? Oh, you guys didn't see it, eh? I don't know how to bring it back. This TikTok live thing's buggy as. So you're removing them, then placing them on another board. I sure am, man. So we're not worried about that one now. It's so buggy, man. I don't know whether it's my net or what the go is, but rip. And now we're going to try and lift up this guy. We're going to do the same. I've just got to pick a spot to come in from. I reckon about over here. I'm going to remove a couple of these caps first to make it real easy. Give me a point of access. These guys along here. Come in like this. Stupid TikTok, man. The live. I used to have a stream key, and it was a little bit easier. Question. Am I an Apple fan? I'm not. I've been using Apple. I got an iPhone when I was 18, and ever since then, I've just stuck with it because that's how I go. It's not broken, so I'll fix it. Give me a sec just while I peel off this guy. Come off, buddy. Come on. Like the dentist, mate. We'll pop him over here. And I'm just going to remove a couple of these guys along here. Yeah, so I don't really switch it up. iPhone's never done anything wrong for me. I only use it for, I like watching YouTube, listen to music, sending texts, social media, etc. And all phones do that. And I just like how iPhones, like their user interface, you know. So it makes things pretty easy. What would you swap? Are you an Android fan? Oh! My TikTok live just crashed. TikTok live is down. I don't know if YouTube is. Are you guys still there in YouTube land? I cannot see any chat. Live chat. Oi, your chat just came up for TikTok. Oh, there's an update coming down for TikTok. It got yeeted, mate. Hey, going. The suspense. What is your scraping away saying? What is it you're scraping away? Oh, the black underfill next. It's like some kind of epoxy. All good here, bro. Yeah, YouTube is working. Rip to TikTok. It's actually updating in TikTok Studio. It's updating now. And while it does that, I'm just going to quickly grab a cup for my drink so my ice doesn't go everywhere. Just give me a sec. One sec. I'm not gone. Grabbing a cup for my drink so my shit doesn't go everywhere. Hang on, one sec, guys. I appreciate you hanging in there. It's just I'm just waiting for TikTok. Can't believe that just yeeted me, mate. Hang on, I haven't plugged in the mic. Probably sounds real shit. I came from TikTok. Great to watch YouTube. Yeah, smash sub. Oh man, that's out of sync. I think it's out of sync. Hang on, I'm just timing. Oh no, it's only like 10 seconds behind, 15 seconds. I just was watching myself lay back. How did you get the stream key from TikTok? I had a contact there, but he's since quit. I still know a couple of people there, but no one that's like, it's changed. 2 years ago, I used to chat to a fella that worked there quite a bit. when I first started getting into it. And yeah, he quit, and it's changed on their end. They don't really offer that same kind of like one-on-one thing. He was looking after like, I think 100, 150 people. And he hit me up when I first started getting a little bit of an audience and was like, hey man, I really like your content. Reach out to me anytime. And I hit him up for a stream key. But I only streamed like twice back then. Updates are improved. Yeah, so where's the TikTok? It's literally just frozen on updates are improved. Stupid TikTok. Not actually stupid. I love it. TikTok's my home. I'll try again, and then I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Looks like people are jumping over here anyway. Lol. Appreciate it. Smash sub if you haven't. Get that watch time. When you go to bed tonight, just pick my longest video and just spam it, man. Get that watch time up. Trying to get the partnered, you know? Ooh. Still just going through this one at a time until I have enough room. You know what? I could even just do this one. I don't know why I'm screwing around. Or just come here like this. You guys are going to hate this. It's going to look real rough. We need this guy off. Come off. Thank you. All these off. Come away. And I was being so careful before. Lol. See ya. Alright, we got a nice path now. 22. Love you guys jumping over. TikTok went down. Soz about that. Yeah, TikTok did freeze. I don't know what happened. Now just got to preheat the board. Get a nice little cooker going. She cooked her. And then I'm going to come in and hopefully lift it. Hang on, how far behind is that stream? I'm holding up my hand. And it's now saying the time's 12:12. Right when I held up my hand. Oh well. I think that's way behind. My internet's so shit for this crap, guys. It's not in sync, eh? Bloody hell. Anyway. I'll try again with TikTok another night, I guess. I'll keep trying. My internet's been real shit, but to be real, it's normally a bit shit, but it's even shitter recently. Just yeeted it away. Get the phone ASMR going, I reckon. So now we're just coming into the CPU. And we're going to do the same thing. 31, love you guys. Appreciate it. Looks like she's getting nice and toasty, all those balls popping out. And now we're just going to come in like this, over here. Keep doing these ones, come in here. Come in here. And here. Keep giving a bit of a prod until I get in there. And hopefully not damage it. Always so scared about doing this bit. So easy to damage. We'll see. We will see. Almost up. Almost. It's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time because you're not trying to do it too hard, but you're trying to be quick, and you're also got to keep remembering to move side to side, side to side like that. We got the CPU up. Holy shit, that stream is a good like 4 minutes behind actually. Crispy boy, I reckon. Let's see what that looks like. Bros, that looks bloody good. Crispy boy, Matt, I reckon. I'm not repairing anything on this one, Alicia. This is actually, I'm just having a bit of a gander, a bit of a practice at this. This is board swapping when you transplant the CPU and the NAND from a broken board to a good board, but both these boards are working. They're just both iCloud locked. So we're just going to give it a bit of a crack and see how we go with it. Well, it didn't snap. What didn't snap? Lightly toasted. I think I can see, I don't know whether my feedback, when you guys hear the number 7, I just said 7, can you just put 7 in the chat so I can see how far off it is? Because Alicia just responded to me, but the video feedback that I'm seeing looks like it's 5 minutes 7. Yeah, that's only, love yous. That's only a couple seconds behind, like maybe 20. But the feed that I can see, the CPU is still down on the board. Lol. Oh, what am I doing? I need to get that EEPROM off. Not even paying attention. Hang on. So the EEPROM, this guy right here. So without this guy, we got no access to data either. 7. 8. Joe. Is that Joseph? Did I just butcher your name? Sorry, bro. I just seen it and then I looked straight back down. Joseph. It is Joseph. Lit. Okay, so EEPROM, then we got the 3 up, then we just need to clean the CPU. It's better than TikTok, isn't it? That's awesome. Except 21. We got 21 ride and dies. I love yous. And the rest just went, I'm not going over to YouTube, mate. Who cares if his TikTok broke? Rip to him is what they reckon. There's the EEPROM. So we've got the EEPROM, the NAND. Oh, let's get my hand out the way. We got the EEPROM, the NAND, and the CPU. And now what we got to do is clean up the CPU. And then we're going to look at the CPU and see if it's damaged, if it's good. Because right now it actually looks pretty good. So what I was talking about before is when you lift it up, if we're missing any of these connections, because they weren't hot enough at the time, then rip to the repair. Hang on, I'll get you guys focused. There we go. Then rip to the repair. But we've got to get the rest of that epoxy off, that underfill shit, and we've got to remove that factory solder as well. And the way of doing this that I found is the best way of doing this is I need something to hold with. One sec. I think it's this boy. Oh no, maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. I'll plug this back in. Rip to the TikTok, man. What happened? It just crashed, eh? Because first my chat went, and then I just seen it close on my end, and I was like, yeah, Roger, bye. Is it that one? Look, this one's all dirty from me doing it last time. I reckon it's that one, but I've got to clean it up. Clean it up. Get rid of all this shit. One sec while I just do a bit of maintenance on this. Rip TikTok. I love TikTok, man, but that I don't know why the other night it kept bugging out and then the comment froze just like this time. And then once the comment froze, I pulled up a window just like I did that time, but this time it closed the whole app and now I can't open it back up. It just says it's updating. It's sitting there at 380 megs, but it just sits there. Nothing else is happening. Bit annoying. But oh well. Hopefully this one can fit in there now. Hopefully. Ah, it's good enough. It's probably not the right one. Might be this one. Nah, that's even looser than a goose. Holy, we'll just go with this one. Come back in. Get you guys focused. So again, I've just got to remove all that solder that comes off those pads, and I've got to remove the rest of the black shit. And the way that I found the best way to do this, because you've got to be safe. You can't touch the CPU. I mean, you can. I see people come in with a knife and shit, and they're like pros. I can't do that. I've tried that many times, and every time I do, I end up like damaging the pads and then once the pads are damaged, I'm no good. So what I like to do is because they're moving the servers to Texas. Yeah, 100%. So what I like to do is come in with some of this low melt solder. So this melts easier than the factory solder. Paint it on the board, and then that way I'm not touching it. Painter, painting, bit of a painting time. We want to get it everywhere. Well, without lifting it up, can you go back in? Hence the gloves. I've really got to stop that lead from getting into my skin. I haven't really been caring about it lately. But then you think about it and you're like, oh, I don't really want to hurt my noggin. It's already hurt enough, you know. Paint. Just like that. And then we're going to blast it with a bit of heat and you'll see what happens. This is ASMR. You want to see some ASMR? Or visual ASMR? Oh no, it's oddly satisfying. That's what it is. The forbidden Vegemite indeed, man. You wouldn't want to eat this crap. It will send you straight to the dementia diagnosis, unfortunately. We're going to come in with real low air and a bit of a high heat. And then we're just going to cook it. We'll set it to roast, mate. And then you'll see the flux and everything start to react. I should chuck on my filter, so then that way I'm not sitting here breathing in once it starts cooking. One sec. Thank you. Hey, don't fall over. I've changed the whole setup of the office, so everything's like, I can pretty well sit down and do this shit without having to constantly stand up, other than a few tools. But that's what just fell, my fume extractor. You'll see it start to react in a second. It's getting real toasty. And then what's happening is that low melt is mixing in with the factory higher melt solder, which means then when I come in and clean it up, I don't have to sit there with so much heat. And look at that. Starts to look real pretty. This is the safest way I've figured out so far how to do this. Because the goal is, every step of the way, just try and mitigate as much risk as possible. Can you bugger off, mate? Almost. Go away. We'll just blast off this little dude. What do we reckon? Forbidden vapor rub. Yeah, I reckon. A little bit more air. Can you just budge, bud? You going to budge? No, they're not going to budge. So I'll clean those up with a bit of my iron. I'll come in with my solder iron and just pick them up. Like this. Picked up, and then I can drag him along and pick up the next guy. Drag him along and pick up all the rest. And then you'll see all that black stuff start to come off. But that's not all I do. Oh, we don't want to touch the CPU. So then next up, see this down here? That looks like damage. Looks like I've scraped the CPU. Rip to me. We'll see. We will see. That now off. Grab a toothpick. And then I come back in with the hot air. Come on. Like this. And the toothpick is tough enough to not melt under the heat. It still gets a little bit charred up and black. But it's also not that tough that it will damage the CPU. So I can sit here and go like this. Come on. Look at that. nice and safe. See, every time I try and do this with metal, I end up knocking some of these bits, and then it's ripped. But like I said, I'm still teaching myself. Trying to learn what the best way is. And by no means am I pro at this yet. Once I can do CPU swap, there's still heaps to learn. Like, you can always learn every day, but this is about the thing that's trumping me the most. See this? This is what I was looking at before. Like, looks like I've damaged it. But I'll look at that underneath the scope when I'm done. I don't know if that's meant to be like that, eh? I don't know. Come on. And I can't be too rough, because then I will knock off some of the pads. I've done that before, thinking it's all good, I'm using a toothpick. And then yoink. And then it's all gone to shit. I know this is bulk fun. Can you see why I wanted to do it live rather than by myself? And the amount of times that I've sat here and done this, I've probably spent like maybe 70 to 80 hours so far. Just rinse and repeating, trying to get these techniques down to see what's safe, what doesn't work, what works. I was stuck for ages on pulling up the CPU without bending it and like crazy, creating these dents along here. And then pulling pads and shit. We almost got it off. Almost all off. Can you bugger off, mate? Thank you. To clean it up, can you repeat with the slow melt stuff? Yeah, you do. You definitely can come in if it starts to get a little bit too sticky and stuff like that, for sure. But mostly what I'm using the low melt for is to be able to mix in with the factory solder. So then when I'm doing this, the factory solder, I don't have to sit here with crazy amount of heat, because if one of these bits of pad with one of the connections has factory solder in it, see when I'm touching them, it's just wiping away the solder. The thing that I'm trying to avoid there is that the factory solder is still like not fully liquidous, and then when I come along and knock it with the toothpick, I just rip off the pad, because there's like next to nothing holding the pad in. And then once you rip it, you can fix it, but I'm trying to just do it without damage, and I'm definitely not good enough to fix CPUs yet. Once I can do CPU swap, I can start trying to fix the actual circuitry on them, and then from there we can see how we go. Know what I mean? Am I speaking sense? It's this bit that I'm worried about down here. I don't know whether that's good or not. You'll start to see like this black shit build up, this grey kind of blacky stuff, and it's just part the toothpick starts to break down from the heat and leave like charcoal or, I don't know, schmut along the CPU, and then part you just constantly rubbing this underfill in. But what I find is once you do this, you can come in with a bit of flux, come in with a bit of wick, clean it all up, and then you're good to go. And the NAND, we managed to remove that without crazy claggy bits on it. Plus you can be a little bit more hectic with the NAND. You don't want to be too full on, but it's not as delicate as the CPU, that's for sure. Come on. Come on. There's definitely going to be people, if they come across this, like other techs, that go, you're doing it all wrong, mate. And they're right. I'm still learning, Budge. I'm still learning. So it's starting to look half all right, but then we can come in with a bit of fluxy-fluxter. And with a bit of flux, we can then just start giving a bit more white. And now she's starting to look real good. Ah, still bloody hot, but your fingers get caught by it, and it's just like mad pain, straight up. Starting to look pretty good. Thoughts? Just scrape it rather than a toothpick. Nah, I can't, man. Every time I've ever tried with the lady foot and the rest of it, it never works out. Honestly, it just doesn't work out for me. My stream looks like it's frozen on my end, guys. I don't know if you can hear me or not. If it is, then rip. Bloody hell. Stupid internet. Toothbrush? I've tried toothbrush, but the bristles melt. I've got this. I'll show you the tool once I've just taken out this bit. I'll show you what else I've got. I got like this steel toothbrush, and I haven't given that a whirl yet. But I've literally tried that many tools. One of the things that I wouldn't mind doing is developing some kind of chemical solution that's safe to be around. Like, obviously, you don't want to drink it, but safe to be around that you can just tip it on the epoxy and it'll just, like, get rid of it. There's shit you can buy from China, but it's, like, mad carcinogenic, and I don't want to be around that shit. Come on. I know this isn't the most fastest way to do it, but again, picture the going rate in Australia for like data recovery that's board swap starts off at like $1,000 and goes up from there. There's a couple of joints that do it for like $550, $650, whatever, but most of the time it's like $1,000 plus. So picture you spend 3 hours, but the process you've made has pretty much mitigated all risk. Even at 3 hours, even if you charge $500 an hour, like below the going rate, you're making bank, man. And you're not risking the customer shit. And like you suggesting, just scrape it away. I've tried that many times, and we're almost done here. I've tried that many times, but it's just never worked out for me. I'll come with a bit more fluxy flux. Got to count the cost of the toothpick, so that's for sure, man. I didn't think about it like that. Truth. Trust. Look, I'm going to use another toothpick now. She's bloody hot. She's bubbling everywhere, boy. Look at that, Bart. Come on, you can't tell me that it's not clean, Bart. And what, I've been doing this now for an hour? And by no means is that quick. So once I'll be able to nail it, I'll be able to get quicker at it. I reckon you could probably get board swap down to like maybe 45 minutes without incurring extra risk. I just don't know about this bit. This bit looks real dodge right here. Almost done. And then I'm going to come in with, I don't know if I'm going to, well, I don't know about this bit here. Dodgy. I might just come in with a beta solder everywhere else to pick up the rest of this shit. Or even a bit of wick. That's what I'll do, a bit of wick. And just this bit here. And then I think we're ready to rock and roll. Come on. All right, the rest is pedantic. I'm being too nitpicky with it. So it's looking pretty good. I'll come in with this. Bit more fluxy fluxter. And then I'm going to grab a bit wickster. Looking pretty mint. Appreciate Alicia. Thanks for hanging out. We'll grab some of this solder wick, which is just like braid. Solder just loves it and travels up it. So if I take this, I can't believe it died. No idea what I'm looking at, but stumbled across here from IG, but this is satisfying AF. Appreciate it, the Siege. Did someone share it or do you follow me on IG, man? Where is, oh, it's over here. It can be satisfying. It depends. Sometimes you'd rather just watch. Other times, maybe not. All right. So now we've got braid. This guy loves to pick up solder when he's hot. So if I come in like, hold him the right way, like this, I'll be able to come in like, oh, let's get you guys in camera, like that. And give him a bit of a wipey wipe stuff. And would you look at that? It starts picking it up. Come on. And along here. Come on. I don't like that tag bit, because if that cools down too much and grabs onto a pad while I'm moving like this, I'll just rip the connection clean off the CPU. Like that. It keeps grabbing. Ah. You know what? I'm going to have to trim that down a bit, because it's such a thick boy. As I'm pulling on it, it's taken too much heat to travel up the actual braid. So if I make it smaller, it won't get as cool so quick. And then I'm not going to risk damaging the CPU. And I do that on stream, that's a big bad. But again, just in case you're only just joining, this is not a customer's. This is purely practice. I do not practice on customer shit unless they're in the mindset of who cares, give it a go. Have a crack, mate. Have a crack, geezer. Look at that. Bloody hell, mate. Tell me that doesn't look sexual. We're just cleaning up all that extra solder. Wait, come off. Boy, I can feel it gripping sometimes, eh? I'm going to take it nice and easy. Maybe a bit more air. Only reason why I'm not blasting it with heaps of air is so it doesn't go flying. This is an A12, man, off a 10S. There you go. Oi. Stop painting on there. You're meant to be coming up, not going back on. I'm going to trim that down just because it's covered in solder now. Get off. And then chuck down a little bit more fluxter. You can never have too much flux, you know. Just bang it on there. Someone shared, I'm not much of a PC guy, but I enjoy your content. Appreciate it, man. I'm not much of the dude that wants people to be a PC person. And I mean this with love. People who like tech, my content, they're maybe not going to like because of me, but they're like typical people. If I get like people who love going to the gym, like mad gym bros that just want to get swole with the boys, chicks that like doing makeup tutorials, and like everyone in between that, that's lit. It's comments like that where people go, I don't even care for tech, but I like it. That shit's the best. But I like it all. That's not to throw shade at my fellow nerds. I like them as well. See that? Look how fucking mint, mate. It's just this bit down here, eh? I don't know what all this cruddy McCrudster is. We'll find out, but I reckon I'll probably cause some lot of damage. All right. That looks pretty good. I mean, there's a bit of crud still, but we could probably wipe it off. Wiper. All the solder shit's off. I got this hair that's following me around, a bit annoying. Come on. Come on. Now it's getting mad dirty. I'll come in with a toothpick one last time. Just to clean that up. Uh-oh, the YouTube's stalling again. Love it. I hate the fact that the live feed is different than what you guys are seeing. I can't actually see, which is lit. Makes me feel like it's just me talking to myself. Come on. Come off. Ah! Burned myself. Ow! Off. Come off. Roger, we're definitely looking good now. Except for this dude right here. Don't know about that. Come off. And this looks a little bit shitty as well. I don't think it's damaged, but I don't know. Anyway, being too pedantic, we'll come in with a bit more flux just to get rid of that surface crapola, and then we'll smash it with a bit of heat. And that will get rid of the last little bit. And then all that's left is cleaning it up with a bit of alcohol, and hopefully I'll be able to get rid of the rest of this shit. And then we can have a close look at what that damage is that I've done. Rip. Rip. So it's not perfect. This dude down here is what I'm talking about. I don't know. Is there a tech in here that knows what that is? Like, you can kind of see that it looks like it's just nothing, but then you look like you've got connections. Like, it looks like it's got connections through here. I'm not too sure. Anyone know? Please explain. Right there. You guys can see, eh? We'll see once we clean it up. I'll take off the Barlow lens and get in real nice and close to it, and we'll see what we can see. But while this dickhead cools down, I'll pop him aside. We'll do the same thing to the NAND. But again, the NAND we can be a lot more hectic with, and this guy already looks clean anyway. Lol. Ah! Can we not burn my hands, but? How about that? How about that? Has, let's get rid of this one. I think it might be dead. It actually looks like average view. It looks like my whole YouTube's just gone sideways. That makes me sad. Oh no. That makes me sad. Bit of scraper will clean up nice. Oh no. Lol. Hang on. Literally the only live. Nah, it's all good. My YouTube's frozen on the thing as well. I'm just going to chuck you guys here. How about that? Fucking ridiculous, man. They're both just... It's not YouTube or TikTok then. It's my piece of shit budget internet, man. It's been absolutely trash. I'm sitting here talking, looking over at the chat going, am I just talking to myself? Because it hasn't moved since it's... since old mate asked me what CPU it was. Fucking stupid... I just want to stream, man. I just want to make content, bro. Why does it have to be so shit? Just come on like this, paint it up. Like I said, you can be a little bit rougher with this. Not that you want to be, but I'm not going to cause any harm to it. Plus, we got rid of all that underfill straight up off the bat off the NAND. A lot more straightforward. Bit of sandpaper, you reckon? Just get in there and scrape up the CPU? I don't know if that's how it goes down, bro. Come in with this guy, and I'll grab this guy. And then do this one. Bro. Satisfying as. Thoughts? Should make a compilation of all the stuff that I find satisfying with soldering. Because like that, I mean, I'm being silly now. I don't have to go over again. That is satisfying as. Again, I need a polarizer so it stops looking that shiny. So you guys can see that a hell of a lot better. But all I did there is put new solder on, and then wick it away, because the factory solder is going to be harder to work with than the aftermarket shit. Jared, he probably... What's this? Nah, man, stream is all good. You got that Dodo internet. Yeah, I got Telstra. Look, it's not Telstra. Telstra side of things is fine, guys. Trust, I got the connects. It's the budget ENET apartment that I'm in. I'm moving at the start of next month. Trust. So, look how easy that is compared to the CPU. Looks perfect, mate. Looking good. Now, next up is I'm going to take off the Barlow lens. So, bear with me while I remove the light from the microscope. And we're going to get real close. Sorry, just I'm reattaching shit to the microscope because the Barlow lens lets me have a better working distance. But with a better working distance, hang on, I'll swap you guys over to this one. With a better working distance means that if I want to get real close to something, I don't have as good magnification. So if I sit here and take this bastard off from the bottom of my scope, I then have to move the scope down. And you only need a Barlow lens for better working distance. But like I said, it does shorten your overall magnification. But now I've got this here. Hopefully that's enough. Swap you guys back to microscope. And now you're going to see how much it zooms in betterer. Nah, am I still maybe I'm too far off? I need to be closer or higher? We'll find out. Nah, closer. Bloody hell. One sec. Need to make it close. There's just so many knobs and shit that you got to turn. Because otherwise, if I just let the scope go, it's going to fall and crush the shit. There we go. Oh, that was better. Like there. There we go. So now we can come right in and look at that dog. That's what I was talking about before. What do we reckon? Are we concerned about that, lads and ladies? I don't know if that's an issue. Thoughts? What does the chat reckon? Enhance. Enhance. Yeah, 100 enhance. So, maybe like this line here. Oh, don't want to touch it like that. Oh, look, we can just use the end of this hair on the end of my tweezers. Maybe all these lines here. See this guy? It looks like it travels right along to this guy. Maybe all this is like ground. Because it doesn't look like it's connected to this guy. What are your thoughts? Send it? Not sure about that top mark? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Enhance. What, you reckon this bit here? Enhance. Let's come right back up. And now I'm like with the hunchback. Man, that colour's just way better, eh? I wish I could always look at the scope like that. Can you just get focused, mate? Right there. The camera autofocuses, but my eyes are like full crazy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll just chuck a bit of conformal coating down. After we clean it up, we'll come in with a bit of this. I won't worry about fixing the scope just yet, but we'll come in with a little bit of alcohol. And then we're going to give it a bit of a white. And we'll see if we can reball it after I chuck down a little bit of coating on it. Enhance. Man. Not going to lie, other than this dirty bit, dirty bit here. And on the other side, that's pretty typical of me. I don't ever really get it completely perfect because I try and be too pedantic with it. And it generally just doesn't happen like that. TBH. I'm pretty happy with it though, to be real. It's just, I just don't know about old mate there. So what we're going to do, we're going to chuck down some conformal. Right on that, boy. But to do that, I need my paintbrush, which is under here, and some coating. Schmickaz. We don't know, Alicia, honestly. I appreciate your support, but I really don't know until I have a crack. We will see. So we're just going to go like this. I'm just grabbing my arts and crafts paintbrush. You'll see why in a sec. Bro. I mean, you could always rip another A12 and see if it's no, that's not normal, man. So like you can see, I wish I could like point at the screen so you guys could see what I'm talking about. But you can see all those individual lines. Hang on, I'll go underneath the scope. All these individual lines that are going up the CPU, they're all leading to these individual pads. That scraping is the coating off the silicon or whatever it is off the CPU that's revealing the trace. So reason why I'm trying to cover it up is so when I come in with solder to reball it, that solder doesn't touch it and then connect things that shouldn't be connected. So I'm being a little bit Pablo Picasso-y here and giving it a bit of a paint with my tiny fine toothbrush. And then I'm going to hit it with some UV to mask it up. Oh, look, we got another bit of damage over here. That's a lot of damage. I just hope it's ground. Because if it's ground, it's not a big deal. But if it's a connection, then it comes down to a game of roulette. Is it a connection that we need for the phone to boot? Like, say it's the compass. Like the signal for the compass to work. You might not need that for a boot on an iPhone XS. But say it's the one of the connections to the NAND, then you're screwed. Can you just come off, mate? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I'm going to chuck on, I'm going to move this. Hang on, just so you guys aren't staring at blurred for a sec. I'm just going to move this back up. Come on, you dog. Ah! Oh, don't drop him. I drop my scope on live and just destroy it. That'd be awesome. That'd be lit. Move this dog. Put him in place. Him off. Take off my light. And chuck the Barlow back on. Picasso. I like it. Picasso. Top chat. I love it. Ah. Don't want to drop you guys. I'm dropping the chat. Now I can't see the chat. What did I do with the chat? Live chat. Oh, there we go. All right. Now we can go back to the microscope. We can flick over here. Nice and scoped in. I'm going to grab some of my cold speed dealer sunnies. Like this. And then I'm going to grab this guy. This is a UV light that cures that mask. Oh, hang on. That's going to move the camera. Don't do that. Oh, come on, mate. What's going on with your hair, bro? Anyway, we're just going to zap it with some UV light, which is why I chuck on these 6 sunnies. It's not a fashion statement. It's so I don't burn my eyes out. But they look sick, eh? Thoughts? Need to reveal that hairline more. Hairline reveal along with speed dealer looking dude in a Justin Bieber shirt while flashing UV. Come on. I need a better light. This light sucks. Flash as for sure. I reckon. Fashion icon. Do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I go like that. Push this one back. Push this camera back where it belonged. And then, now the goal is, even though she still looks a little bit cruddy McCruddister, I don't really want to, I'm kind of tempted, but I don't really want to. Just like clean off this bit. No, we're not going to do. I'm not going to destroy it. We're just going to try and reball it, and then we're going to see what happens. I don't know how we're going to go. Thoughts and prayers. Is there such thing as royalty-free trap art? Like, I need some trap music that's not going to get me banned, because TikTok, YouTube's real uptight about their copyright shit, you know? So if you've got some copyright, if you're a producer yourself, bro, we can just play some trap. I'm down. I'm just grabbing my tool here so I can do this reball, hopefully. 12, 13, 15, 12. Yeah, it's 12. Elevator music. I reckon. Put on some, what's his name? Oh, I've forgotten. The classic dude that I've been listening to lately. It's going off, mate. Came across it on TikTok. Valenti. Oh, I don't remember now. It's hectic, but it's like metal before metal was around. I'm just looking for the right stencil. 10, 15, 13, 11, 12. Move that one out of the way, and I just want to make sure this is all clean. So this guy goes over the top of the CPU, so then we can put solder paste into it to make balls nice and tight and small. But we'll have to see. Is it so? I reckon it looks pretty clean already. There's just one dude there. Just one fella right there. Can you bugger off, mate? Thank you. Get out of here. You're evicted. Pop this one back. Flip this dude up. Chuck this one in. Whoops. 12. And then pop the CPU in. Like that. And now I just got to line up this dude. Like that. Whoa, not like that. Other way. Nope. Nope. How many times have I got to do this before it gets right? Oh, I've probably got the stencil wrong. Does it go the other way? Yes, it does. This guy goes this way. My mistake. Soz. No, it doesn't. What's going on? I don't even know how to use my own tools. Like that. I think I just did a full 180. Nah. Jeez, talk about dyslexia. And then it goes like that. Thank you. Alright, I got it in the end. Sometimes when they did play school, I'd pick the round window every day. But most of the time I still got it wrong. You get that in the big jobs. Alright, now the goal is to evenly fill that out with solder. and then heat it up, and there's another satisfying part coming up, which I love. Where's my tool? Gets so dirty when I'm doing this shit. Shit! Here it is. So we're going to take some of this solder paste. Then we're just going to go like this. Just cake it in there, who cares? Right? I'm holding it down either end so the stencil doesn't lift up while I do this either. Because then I'll force solder around places I don't want solder to be around. I can feel hard balls in there, but it's because I'm real messy. And I just stick my iron in everything to tin it up. It's looking pretty good, but come in with the other side. And then slow is the game to heat it up. But before I do, I need to collect up all that solder. The bits of solder that's in the square bits. And I do that with... Where's my other iron? Hello? Is it... It's this guy. Alright, now they're not going to go flicking everywhere when I heat it up. And now the goal is to smash it with a bit of heat on very low and slow. And hopefully the metal doesn't go flicking everywhere. And the solder doesn't come bulging out. But we'll see. I might even just give it a quick wipe stuff. Wipe. Like that. And now we see. One of my eyes isn't focused. How annoying. Every time. There we go. I'll just pin down the metal because otherwise it flexes out. And then when it does that, the solder will go everywhere, which is really annoying. And slow and slow is a game here, I found. On this part. But it's still satisfying once it starts to happen. What is digging? I just had a look out of my side eye there. Just trying to reball this CPU. We'll see how we go. Shit's about to start cooking any second. But hopefully not that much that the metal flexes. There we go, there's one. And then you'll see it all happen in a rush real quick. There you go. Or maybe not real quick. But it is happening. There you go. Low and slow, like I said. Oh, there's one trying to pop out. Right there. Almost good. All right. Rogie, almost, except for this corner. Come on, brother. Come on. Hang on. I just need to stop for a sec. Lift up. Come over here. Can you just like pop in? Please? They're not going to. How annoying. But now I'm just going to do that again with a bit more heat and see what happens after I get rid of this guy. See ya. Thoughts? Hey, makes me think of the lights lighting up in a building. 100%. I've never thought about that before, like that before. But 100. Come off. What else we got? This guy over here. Come off. And that guy almost mixed in. Come off. Off. And over here as well. How painstakingly boring. Like, as in, just to watch light paint dry. I find this shit fun. But I can imagine why other people are like, oh my god. This dude over here is just not going in, but see him right in the corner? I'll get right in on him. It's just not happening. I'm going to chuck down a little bit of Fluxter on him. Hopefully this will make him go home. Come on. Just pop in, bro. Oh, there we go. Just second one. Thank you. And now, put a bit more Fluxter around. Like this. Only after the fact. Again, don't judge. This is all work in progress. There's probably people that are like, you don't do that. I do. And I'll start to see the ones that are bulging out now. Hopefully. He's been rude. Who's been rude? Huh? Narelle? Oh, there's already heaps popping out. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Oh, no, there's one. These guys are all in the middle. A lot of big boys. Big boys over here. Lit. So I've got a couple of big boys. So, something that I've tried to work out how to do this, you can either come in and try and lift them out, but I actually let it cool down, and I come in and cut off the tops off them with a razor blade, mate. I haven't seen anyone else do it, so again, there's probably going to be people that throw shade going, you don't do it, but I found that that's the best way for me to do it. The little bit that wouldn't go in, yeah, he's being a rude boy. Thought you were saying someone in the chat, mate, that I couldn't see. I was like, what? When? This is real finesse. I'm far from shaking. I'm far too shaky to even try something like this. I've been doing this for a while, and a lot of like the not shaking the hands, it's not so much not shaking like this, even though I guess it's pretty steady. It's how you position it. You've got to put your elbows down, your forearms on the bench, etc. You're not just like sitting there holding it steady. I got this real bad ADHD thing that I just do and repeat, where I sit there and twist my hair like over and over and over in my hand. I do that up until I don't notice I'm doing it, up until my hand's absolutely wrecked. So you'd be able to do it all day if your hand wasn't propped up, but even just twirling your hair, you get tired. So I don't think that there's any, is what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. I don't think there's any getting used to it. It's just a matter of how you position it. Technique over strength, you know. No, not chatting the little boy chip. So I put on a new blade because we want it nice and sharp. And then I come in like this. And FYI guys, this is not what I recommend. This is just how I do it. I've not seen anyone else do it like this. But whenever I get stuck with all those big boys, the big boys! See those flat bits start to come up? And it's always a new blade, because then that way you're not screwing around. The big boys! Look at that. Take the tops off, make them all even. The aim of the game is to get all these balls even Stevens, because if one's a little bit thicker than the other boy, he ain't going to be liking going on the board again. That's for sure. Thoughts? Whoa. There's a big boy. I don't want to be too rough right in the middle there because there's lots of big boys. So clean, flash, brand new looking again. Almost. But because I got that damaged one, who knows how it's going to turn out. But you can already see I've been doing this for an hour and a half and I haven't even prepped up the other one. And because of the time, I'm probably only going to get up to the point where I prep up the one ready for the CPU to come out, and then I'll have to continue on in the morning. Otherwise, I'll sleep in all day. And I've got shit to do in the morning. Anyone else got plans for Anzac Day? Getting up for the dawn service? Thoughts? So it needs less force. No, not less force. It's, what do you mean less force for doing this bit? When I say I'm not recommending anyone do this, it's because I've never seen anyone do it like this before, because they're probably good enough just to get the balls right to begin with. But rather than me sitting there stuffing around, I just go ham like this. Are particularly troublesome for me. So every time, rather than trying to redo it, pick up the stencil and whatever, I blast it with heat, which force the big boys out, because chucking the flux in will connect any of the tiny bits on the inside of the stencil that hasn't turned into balls together, which make the big boys come out. Then once the big boys come out, I can then cut off the tops. Once the tops are cut off, it starts to look pretty even like that. And then once it's even like that, the next bit is, again, it's a bit rinse and repeaty. And like I said, this is just me just fucking around in practice. Come in like that. I'm about to play some Modern Warfare 2. It's 1:15 here, but can't sleep, so why not? Yeah, I reckon. Less force, because if there's bigger balls and smaller balls, as they all connect and flow on to the board, the big balls will connect to the small balls, and then you end up with things that are connected that shouldn't be connected. Come on, get focused. Come on. Probably use a bit more heat at this point. Like that. Come on. Tick, 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 tick. Satisfying as to watch every time. Never gets old. Never gets old. Now see, there's not as many big boys. Don't even know if there's big boys left. So, now we let it cool down. Looks good. Yeah, but I'm still not happy with it. Like, if heaps good techs looked at this, they'd be like swearing at me going, that's not how you do it. Which I'm not saying that to be like cheeky. They're right. They'd be able to reball it first time, first try, first go. Hey, I'm just going to grab another water. Oh, I just read what CPU is it, but that's the chat that's dead. The chat that's dead. And then again, this time it shouldn't be much. We just want them even. This is the last time, and then you'll see when I take off the CPU, they should all be even. Looking good. One more time. Again, even more heat this time because you can be quicker with it. You're not worried about the metal flexing and pushing pads together, like the solder sliding across to another pad that it doesn't belong, fucking up your connection. There we go. And now I'm looking at that like, shit, they look even. Now it looks good. But now I've got to wait for it to cool down again so I can pop it off. Just slightly. I was a little bit eager there. I started seeing them pop while I was taking it off. None of the balls are coming up with it. None, 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 none. Like that. And then, this is what I'm trying to avoid. All those big boys are coming from bits like this. So all those little solder bits, the metal's pushing against it, forcing into those pads, and that's what I'm constantly cutting off. But now I can flick it off. It is satisfying. I think it's real satisfying. And now I just got to wait for it to cool down a fair bit, put my finger on it to absorb some of the heat, make it a bit easier. Grab a cloth. A bit of alcohol. So that's why I covered up these guys with conformal coating, so nothing connected there, because that would be a real big bitch. We got one of my hairs on the table, Soz. Can you just not? Thank you. And then I need my toothbrush. Bit of alcohol on it. Those solder bits are not coming up. Come on. I'm going to have to pick them off. Pick them off. very carefully. Dink, dink. We can't have them sitting around, because then when I try and put it down, it's going to connect shit that we don't want connected. No, thank you. Get out of here. That guy's, oh, is so stuck in there. Come on. Just need him loose so when the toothbrush comes in, it can properly, I try to say properly and probably together, knock them off. And I'm doing it so I'm not touching the actual CPU, because we don't want to cut any of the surface layer. Then we create drama for ourselves. We don't want to damage any of those connections. Lots of delicate work. And you can imagine if you're risking someone's data, like saving photos of a dog or something, someone's like passed away mum, hectic shit. But I gotta be honest, when you do those kind of jobs and you get it right, satisfying as shit. And again, this is why you try and, in my opinion, make it in such a way that even if it takes longer, mitigate all the risk you possibly can. Yeah, you probably could use compressed air. I don't have any, but rip to me. Oh, they're almost off. There's only a couple left. Come on. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Don't want to slide him away. Almost all of it. Come out, mate. The Woolies toothbrush, man. Need more batteries in my electric one. Whoa, don't want to push him away again. Now I can see a couple of pads that aren't even, but when we look at it on an angle, you guys will be able to see it. See those ones in the middle? Right there on the end of my finger. You see that dent? There's two just missing there. And then there's a guy just there. So right in the middle, but the rest look pretty good. That is almost perfect. Almost. Still a little bit dirty, but that's why you don't go two hand. So it's just that middle one, which we'll just chuck it back in the stencil and put a tiny bit of solder in there, heat it up, and then we're good to go. Rock and roll. This way. And then the stencil. Oh, I should clean that. And come right in and have a look at where those ones are. So it's these two here, or really this whole line right along here, and then these two here and one here. So I'm just going to cover this area in solder and then push it away with this thin little dude. like this. Just paint it on. Get it real in there. And then I'll come along with my thumb and just push it in like that. So that's all caked in. I know you're probably going, geez, this is a little bit lengthy. But again, it's been going for an hour 51. If you could do this 10 hours in a day, 3 times over for $500, when the going rate's like $1,000 plus, you're killing it, man. Absolutely killing it. Like that. Use my tweezers to keep the metal down without it flicking around. Just hold it there till they start to solid up. Good. The forbidden Vegemite. Oh, that's funny. And then again, take away that excess that I just put down. It pretty much won't do it anywhere else. And then again, masters at this like nail this in half an hour, eh? Like people that just live and breathe CPU swaps. Look at it all. Almost done. Looking good. And now we just got to check if it's all nice and dandy. Come on, leave the CPU behind, mate. We don't want you to stick. Come on. Thank you. Now that's even as shit, mate. See how it's like uniform the whole way? No matter, as you see the balls coming to focus, there ain't one there. I mean, you're probably looking at that, but from a different angle, you can see that it's not. It's missing two anyway, so it's meant to look like that. But from here, satisfying your shit, eh? When it actually looks like that and it's all perfect, I get a kick out of it. A little bit of this. A little bit of this. Groovy. Looking nice, Max. I have to go to sleep. Nice. Yeah, nice. Night, Leisha. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Appreciate it big time. That one there. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. I'll jump on live tomorrow if you want. Or I'm going to anyway. Jump on if you want, is what I should have said. Lol. I just need my other stencil for my NAND now. I think this will do. Yep, that's the one. First one straight away. You're kidding me. Now these don't have the actual board holders like I do for the CPU. So these ones actually typically fuck me around a fair bit. I always end up redoing them, but we'll see how we go. We will see. Painty paint, paint, paint. Painting time. These are the ones that I especially learned how to cut off the top because, like I said, it just never ends up right for me. What's going on with this? Bit of crud in there. Cruddy McCrud stuff. Can you just give me a nice flat bit of it? Thanks. All right, we're not going to get it perfect. And then I pin it down like that. I'll move out the way. And with a bit of dexterity, I should have grabbed it with my other hand, but this will do. I'll grab my heat gun. I'll come in like this. And they're going to get flowed together. Don't do that. We don't want that to happen. Bloody hell. Come with my cloth and wipe up the bloody mess. Like I said, it always turns into a bit of a nightmare for me. Bloody hell. Again. Round two. I did say they were going to be a shit fight. So typical of NAND. Always the drama. My solder's too wet. I should dry it off. Oh, I'm slightly off the chip. It's moved. Oh, is it too much, but... We will see. There should be more watching this. I love your vids, Max. Man, thanks, man. I appreciate it. To be honest with you, bro, I'd be doing this by myself. So I appreciate one person hanging in, let alone you guys. Okay. I need that to get off the stencil. Come on. Thank you. Like that. But we're still not done with that because it's going to be a nightmare. They're definitely not perfect. You'll see how uneven these guys are. I mean, they're not atrocious. Ah, that chip's hot. Like, they're not disgusting. Whoops, almost lost him. But they're still uneven. What happened to TikTok? It just died, man. And I tried starting to back up, but it wasn't happening. Soz, bro. I don't mean to bow on ya. I don't mean to, bro. Do you forgive me? I need my blade. Where's my blade? Where is my blade? Bruh. Here it is. My mistake. This is a little bit more risky with the NAND compared to like that. My God. Damn, I got you on YouTube now. Winner, winner. Appreciate it big time, bro. You sub? Did you smash sub? I hope you smash sub, bro. Smash sub, subscribe. Smash like, subscribe is what I'm trying to say. It's tired, mate. Absolutely wrecked her. And I can't get this blade out now. I just broke it. My God. Champion. Appreciate it, brother. Let's see. Where are my blades at? What's going on? The Vivaldi did it for me. Appreciate it, man. Oh, that's funny as shit. Vivaldi's a legend, bro. That was metal before there was metal around. Alright, got the blade back in. Now we'll give that another go. Oh, would you look at that? That one's destroyed. No! I stuffed it. When that blade snapped. Holy shit! I said I gotta be careful. Uh-oh. Okay, so we got a dot here. Let's flick this guy around so it's on the opposite side of the dots. Let's go have a look at where that belongs. My God. I'll chuck you guys over to the board view. Where are you? Come on, load it up. There we go. Okay. So if we go into the iPhone XS, where are you, XS? Phone XS. Just the boys kicking it back with Vivaldi in the wigs? Yeah, I reckon. Going hectic, bro. So we got the dot over here, and on the opposite side, we've got the 3. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're all ground. Oh, who cares? They're all ground, mate. So what I'm talking about is this one, and this one's all ground. So it still matters. I shouldn't be that rough as guts. But again, they're those 3 there. And I've just ripped them up with that blade breaking. Rip to the goat. Absolute rip to the goat. So, I got to figure out another way how to do this without causing dramas like this. What can I do? What can I do? I need a stencil. The reason why these are so hard for me, and even though it's such a bitch-made move, because other people probably wouldn't find this hard, because they're so thick, boy, they're a thick boy like that. When you put a stencil against them, you're like, the whole stencil's like bent bowing like this. So you end up with too much solder in there, and I don't know how else to do it. There's got to be a trick that I just don't physically know. I mean, there definitely is. I see other people do it and they nail it. They're pro. Meanwhile, I'm over here just breaking shit with a blade. Where did that go? Here, here, and here. Bugger off. Thoughts? Rip in the chat to old mate Ground. I mean, you know what? You'd probably get away with that anyway. TBH. I'm probably being a bit over the top. Maybe not. These guys here are so much bigger than this guy over here. Lol. Whoops. Just yeeted away, mate. Yeeted away. She's gone. It doesn't matter. We don't need the NAND anyway. We only need the CPU to work and the EEPROM. So let's try and remove the CPU out of the other one. And then we're going to pop down. Actually, I just realized, and then I'm going to have to clean up the pads. It will legit go on forever. What about if I wrap it up here and then I jump on tomorrow? What are your thoughts? I'm going to jump on tomorrow regardless, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I did kind of just want to do this anyway. And I thought, why not make a stream out of it? But I feel bad because I feel like you guys are waiting for the reveal. Thoughts? I've got lead all over me as well. Just yeeted away, mate. What are we thinking? The gloves are coming off. I don't know how far behind I am in the chat. It's not the destination, it's a journey. Do what makes you happy. You guys are too good, man. I am going to wrap it up because otherwise I will remove that CPU out of the new board. I will then have to clean up all the pads. So when the CPU comes out, if you guys have a look at this. Oh, come on. Go back. Just unhighlight. Thank you. So when this CPU comes out of the other one, we need to do it in such a way that it doesn't overheat these guys all around here. And then the other thing is all this area has to be flat, which means profile. Where's the microscope camera? Oh, that is a microscope camera. So that means that where is it? Is it this one? I don't know where I put, oh, here it is. All that, the one that we ripped the CPU off of, all that shit has to be cleaned up. And that takes a hot minute. How do you get started in this work? Look, I'm not the best person. I'm kind of trying to work out what kind of content to do for YouTube because like part of me is like, and there's a reason why I'm saying it like this to answer your question. Part of me is like, you want evergreen content to help out people because if I just put out whatever content that's not evergreen, it's not searchable, the channel won't grow, it's a lot of effort for it to not grow, etc. But the real thing is, when I'm sitting out there, the same thing with my TikToks, I'm not really putting out tutorials and teaching people how to do shit. So the reason why I'm saying that, when people ask me how to get started in this, my learning methods like brute force, like just bash my head against a brick wall until I work something out. And I don't know if that's, well, I'd probably say that that's not the best way for everyone to learn. Some people are much better at learning like academically, like sitting down, doing study, preparing like that. I'm much better at fucking around to find out like this. How I got into it was I was 21, 22, and I wanted to start a business. I always wanted to be in business. Even when I used to play like The Sims back in the day, when I was like, I don't know, growing up and shit, like the only thing I'd do is like save money. Same in World of Warcraft, same in all of them. It would just all be about how do I get my profession to the highest thing, like in WoW? How do I get the maximum mining to mine the most profitable ore to sell it? And I'd literally spend the game sitting in the auction house. So like, it was always something that I wanted to do. And then for me, I just threw myself in the deep end with it and just bashed my head against a brick wall. So I was always like, Destin sounds kind of cheesy, but it was always for me that way. If someone was like, how do you get into it? I wouldn't recommend to anyone they just throw themselves in the deep end, because that's not like responsible and shit, but it comes down to you. I would say practical advice to get into tech would be, don't get ahead of yourself and want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on all this equipment. Like my computer, to be able to do the shit that I do, like the even the streaming, along with these cameras and shit like that, that's like $8,000. The micro soldering shit's like bottom of the tier shit is like $5,000 altogether, and then that's without any return. So, and you've still got to live your life and pay your bills and see your friends and look after your family and shit. So I would say practical advice is start small with things that are capital positive. So like for me, because I started the business with 2K, I just went around and did like fixing Wi-Fi printers, like grandma's internet and stuff like that at home. My thing was I was making $220 a day before tax every day on wages, 5 days a week, which meant there was 2 days that I wasn't able to make money. So if I broke down $220 by $80 an hour, that's $80. Sorry, not $80 an hour, $80 per job. I would have to do 2.5 jobs a day, 5 days a week to match my pay, where I was making good money before I started this. So good money being $1,000 plus a week. Then there's commission and shit like that. So it seemed really obtainable when I put it like that. But again, like I was happy starting small. A lot of people like, oh, I just want to skip to like the fun bit, like the marketing, the content, the micro soldering, where it's like everyone's different. Maybe you get a kick out of like doing tutorials for like Nan at home that doesn't know how to send an attachment by email. There's a mad market for fixing gaming consoles, like PS4 controllers and shit. If you can do that, like even if you fix 5 controllers a day at $40 each, you're still going to be making more than what you're making on a typical median wage. Plus you'll be doing less hours, which gives you more time to do more work, which gives you even more money. So it's all different, you know. Screen replacements, I started doing PCs and PC refresh. Dude, things like removing viruses, software help and shit like that, you can make a killing out of. Like it gets to the point for me where I do that kind of shit just in the background and it almost feels like not bad, but it's like you just do it on repeat and you've got all the software. It's all bash, like really quick work compared to how it used to be. So it's hard, but it's whatever works for you. But that is the only way I learn, for sure, 100%. But that's what I'd recommend. Just throw yourself in the deep end, smash it out, get into it like that, and kill it. I'm going to stop yarring on, because otherwise I will keep talking crapola and doing this ADHD shit with my hair. I appreciate you guys hanging out for what you did. If you're not already, smash sub, smash like, all that other shit. Is there anything else before I sign off? That chat, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Chat publicly. Have a good one. All right, I'm done. Appreciate you guys. Thanking you so much. You guys too. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Hannibal. Thanks, Solson. You guys are lit. Cheers. Cheers, Joseph. I almost butchered your name again. Toby. Znax. With Zax. Narelle. Thanks, Narelle. Appreciate you big times. Absolute legends. All day's work, mate. Catch you later.